Hey guys, this is Chris with DIY E65, E66.com, and today's project we are going to be doing brake bleeding on the BMW E65, E66, and that is the 2002 through 2008 750i, 750li. So let's get into the first portion of the process here. And the first thing we have to do is we have to put the car on jack stands, and so you're going to lift it completely off the ground and put it on 4 jack stands. And I have another video for how to jack up your car and put it on jack stands. And if you do want to watch that video about how to jack up the BMW, the one I already have, go ahead and look right underneath my finger right here in this section right here, and I'm going to have a link to that. And that is clickable if you're on a PC. If you're watching this on your iPad or iPhone, Android phone, you're actually going to have to go to the link in the description box. Okay, and with the car on jacks, 1, 2, 3, and 4 right here. Okay, we have to access our master reservoir cylinder, so let's go ahead and pop the hood. Let's bring that up. Okay, now with the hood up here, we're going to be looking towards the right hand side of our car. Right underneath this cabin microfilter, we're going ahead and access the master reservoir cylinder for our brake fluid there. It's right underneath, so let me show you how to take that out. Okay, here we are again on the driver's side. So you're going to see this little clip right here, and what you do, there's a little tab right here. Just take your finger, that flips up, okay, and that releases the mount around there. Now you're going to come right over here and let's unlatch this little tab right over here. So grab your flathead screwdriver here. You're going to go to the left side here. Let me get in nice and tight. And see that little tab there? You're going to push that tab forward like that, and then this just pops right up like that. Okay, now all you do here, and you want to be careful not to get grease all over the bottom of your cabin microfilter here, so slowly just pull that out here. And again, your microfilter, cabin filter, AC filter, it's all the same name, that's right underneath. So again, be careful, don't lie that in dirt, grease. And now we look right here, and that is our master reservoir cylinder right there, our brake booster right next to it. Okay, and how to unlatch this is pretty easy. We need to take the sensor off the screw cap before we proceed here. So there's a little tab right there. What you're going to do is you're just going to press that little tab down, and that slips right off like that. And let's go ahead and put that sensor out of the way there, so it doesn't interfere with our process. There we go. Now, what we want to do is we don't want to get any grit inside of our reservoir here. So let's go ahead and take a towel, wipe up any grit so it won't fall in when we twist it off. So let's go ahead and get that all spick and span the best we can here. Cleaning off that little sensor area, part 2. And the E65, E66, the reservoir, as you saw, is hidden. So other BMWs, it's probably right in the dead center, right hand side of the engine. Well, this one's hidden. Okay, now again, of course, lefty loosey. So we're going to go left to unscrew it. Okay, and make sure that you do not drip this on your paint. Brake fluid is very bad for your paint and probably for your parts as well, your rubber parts and so on and so forth. So be careful. Just shake that off a little bit and put that on a paper towel, newspaper, but make sure the area is clean because you don't want to get dirt or grit or grease on the end there sticking in your fluid. Okay, so we have it sitting right there, so let's begin the next process. Okay, and again for this video I'm doing the pressure bleeding system instead of the 2-man brake pump. This is a lot easier. It's a 1-man operation. I can do it alone in my garage. And if you're wondering about this wonderful little gadget, this is my do-it-yourself. Again, click in this area right here, and you can see how I made that in this video. And for this brake bleeding, I'm using DOT4 1 liter, and this is 1 liter of Super Blue Racing by ATE. And this is actually race brake fluid, but I'm going to go ahead and use it. All the pros seem to be using this for their BMWs, so if the pros are doing it, sure, why not? Let's do it. And ATE actually makes this in a Super Blue Racing fluid, which is actually, as you saw, blue. But they also make it in a Type 200, which is a gold color. And the pros like to switch between the blue and the gold. That way when you're doing it, you know when the fresh fluid's coming through, because if you started with the blue, you bleed it with the gold, you put in the fresh gold, all of a sudden gold appears in the tube, you know you're good to go. So this isn't too expensive. It's about anywhere from 15, 20 bucks a liter. So let's go ahead and open this up and put this on into our cylinder here. And this is actually a new unit that I just put together here, so it's nice and clean. But if you are reusing this unit, go ahead and get a paper towel in there, wipe that up, try to dump out the old fluid there. Let's go ahead and open up the liter. Okay, and when pouring this stuff here, you don't want to get a bunch of bubbles in your system. So be careful not to stir it up, really pounce it around. You know, you want to be careful with this stuff here. So, okay, and use your funnel just to pour that on in, and there we are there. And one rookie mistake, make sure that your straw is attached right here so that it's able to suck the liquid up. And before we attach the end here over to our master cylinder reservoir here, we're going to go ahead and take a little turkey baster or suction item. We're going to go ahead and suck the rest of the old fluid out of there into a little container here. So let's do that. Okay, and with this here, you're going to of course stick it in here. But what I like to do so I don't cause a mess, I like to push in first like this. Then you're going to stick it in, and that draws up the fluid like that without causing stuff to come overboard here. Now let's get our wide mouth cup. You need a wide mouth cup for this because you're going to stick that in here and dump the fluid in here. So we have our cup here, and as you can see, that brake fluid is disgustingly nasty. Okay, and be careful because you will get some action dripping there. So, and then squeeze the top, and that will put your brake fluid in there. That's disgusting. Look at how bad that is. This is a 2006. I don't think it's ever been changed. The pros say to change it every 2 years. Racing guys that are at the track, they actually change theirs before every time they go to the track. And this is just really, really bad. So that's what's probably causing my sometimes when I'm in a low gear and I come to a stoplight, it actually sounds like it's it sounds like it's farting from this area. It goes like that, and we're talking, you know, like 2, 3, 4 miles an hour. It's pretty bad. So this is probably the cause of my issue here. And the reason why we're taking it out like this is because we don't want to push this fluid through. It's just less fluid to push through the system. And of course, we got a little bit more to go. So let me finish this up. I'll be right back with you guys. And this is how much I took out of the master reservoir cylinder here. This is your typical 16-ounce cup, and it's right there underneath my thumb is the line of the fluid, as you can see shaking around there. So that's quite a bit. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and attach our cap over to our reservoir. Alright, nice and tight there. Alright, and with our system connected there, we need to go ahead and put 15 pounds of PSI in here. So let's go ahead and do that here. We have our gauge right here. Okay, and the first one we're going to start with, because our reservoir is over there on that end, you want to start from the furthest one away from the reservoir. So the furthest one away is our rear passenger. Okay, so that's the first one, rear passenger, because the lines go this way. Rear passenger, number 1. Number 2, we're going to go to driver rear. Third brake we're going to do is passenger front. And then lastly, because the reservoir is right there, driver side front. So let's head on back to the passenger rear. And always remember, when your wheels are off, this is a great time to rotate your tires. Okay, and before you bleed the brakes here, we have to go ahead and right here there's a little nipple covering, and it's just a little piece of rubber here, and you just kind of bring that back like that. That exposes the nipple right here. We have our brake sensors here, so let me get in nice and close here. So right here there's this little piece of rubber, and it connects right on the end of that, and so just carefully remove that. That is your brake sensor little thing there to keep it in place. Now that exposes our bolt right here where my middle finger is, right there. And what I like to do is I like to spray a little bit of WD-40 or some penetrating oil on that to loosen that up, because like I said, this is a 2006. I don't believe these brakes have ever been bled. So let's go ahead and put a little drop of WD-40 on there. And again, not much, but just a little blast there. Okay, and that will penetrate in there to be able to loosen it up real nice. And grab your 9mm here, and I'm going to go ahead and use this side right here. We're going to put it right over the back side here. We're going to let it sit there while we grab our tubing, and we're going to stick that on the end of the nipple. Stick the other end into your water bottle here, and I have a nice little paint can to elevate it here. And then what we do is we're going to go ahead and loosen that bolt on up, and we're going to see the fluid flow, the old stuff first, and then what is going to happen is you're going to start seeing the new fluid come through. Okay, lefty loosey. Let's go ahead and open that up, and there goes the old stuff. You don't have to loosen it all the way, just loosen it up there. And it's going to be pouring into the bottle there, making sure the wind doesn't knock over your water bottle and spilling brake fluid all over. Okay. And what some of the pros like to do, they like to take a little rubber mallet, and then right on the back side here, you just kind of give a nice little love tap. And what that does is that if there's any bubbles stuck in there, the bubbles come on through there. As you can see, it's kind of starting to turn bluish brown. See the air bubbles there? Okay, that's good. We want to get rid of those air bubbles. More air bubbles. Good, 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 good. Okay. Continue to wrap, tap, tap. Maybe on the... This is looking good. Okay, we got to get those air bubbles out. More air bubbles, more air bubbles. Good, good, good. Okay, there's blue liquid, so we're going to tap a little bit more. That's nice and blue now. So just wait for the air bubbles to clear, and then go ahead and tighten it back up. Okay, now it's nice and blue. I'm not a few little itty bitty air bubbles there, so I might wait another second here. Okay. Let's go ahead and tighten it back on up. And, you know, not too hard, but just nice good oomph to it. Okay. Excellent. Now let's take off that tubing there. Okay, and remove your plug there. So now we have our catch bottle. And I did a lot of extra bleeding on that one. I really wanted to move all the old stuff out, get all the air bubbles out. Again, my car's a 2006, so yours might have less fluid than that, but again, I did a little bit extra bleeding on this one. And so let's move on over to the driver rear of the car, and we're done with the passenger rear. Now all we have to do here, now since we tightened our nipple up right there, we're just going to put back on that. We're going to slide the sensor rubber right there, and then we're going to take our little nipple cover there, and we're going to put it right back on. So we're all done with this side. Okay, now we're coming around to the second brake, and as you're coming around, just always double check your gauge. Make sure you're sitting at about 15 psi to maintain pressure, and then go ahead and bleed the next one. So let's go. Okay, here we are on wheel 2. This again is the driver's side rear of the car. So we go ahead and let's remove that little rubber nipple again. There it is there. And this one looks pretty dirty here. And on this side, we just have the rubber nipple covering, okay? We do not have the little sensor, other rubber piece that holds it on right here on the driver rear side, okay? So we do not have that, so just remove that there. Let's grab some of our penetrating oil. Little squirt right on there. Let that sit for a couple seconds, maybe 30 seconds. Let that loosen up a little bit. And then we'll go ahead and attach our tubing and get... Okay, let's go ahead and stick in our 9mm on this side here. And then let's attach our hose. Okay, our tube on. Let's go ahead and move our paint can and catch bottle a little bit over. Okay, again, lefty-loosey. So there we go. And there's the old fluid. So let's wait till we start seeing the blue, and then we'll start banging on the back of the caliper again with the rubber mallet. And this side doesn't have the sensor here, so it's going to be a little bit easier for me to whap tap tap on the back there. So we're going to go ahead and let that drip in, and watch your levels right here so it doesn't creep back up and overflow into the bottle or stop up your flow downwards. So you might have to get another bottle there. And here we go, this is lightening up now. And so let's go ahead and take our rubber mallet here. Let's get to that back side here. Okay, no more air bubbles, beautifully blue. We're looking good, so let's go ahead and close that on up. Okay, nice and snug there. And let's go ahead and remove our... There we are. Okay, again, after 2, we're looking about this now. So we need to probably get a fresh catch bottle now. Okay, take our little cover. You might want to wipe up any dribble there, clean off that end of that bleed screw there. Take our little rubber covering, put it back on, make sure it's on there nice and snug there. Okay. Now let's put on the wheel and let's move over to the passenger front brake. Okay, now we're at the front passenger side, and here's our little nipple covering here, so let's go ahead and remove that one as well. Okay, there we go. And let's go ahead and just clean it off a little bit there. And let's shoot it with our penetrating oil a little bit. Okay. Let's wait a second and we'll open that one on up. Okay, and just remember that the front passenger side, and probably the driver's side as well, but the nipple is facing upwards, right? So we got our tube onto our catch bottle here, and we actually stacked another small little thing on top of our paint can so that we could reach it. And for some reason, BMW put an 11mm bleed nut up here on the front, at least on the passenger side, and we'll see if that's the same thing over on the driver's side. Okay, the front passenger looks nice and blue, so let's go ahead and shut that down. Okay, let's put back the nipple cover there. Fantastic. Okay, let's move over to the driver's side now. Last brake. Okay, same thing on this side. Remove the cover. Little spray, penetrating oil. Okay, let that flow in. And let's go ahead and tap the caliper with our rubber mallet. Okay, we're looking pretty blue. So let's go ahead and stop that. And just like our other sides, let's go ahead and wipe that guy up there. Okay, now let's put back our little nipple cover. Fantastic. And that is the driver's side. And we are all finished. So let's, if you haven't put on your wheels, put on your wheels here. And again, the driver's side is 11mm as well. I don't know why, again, they did that, but the back bleed screws are 9mm. The fronts on both sides of the front is 11mm. So make sure you have a 9mm wrench and 11mm wrench. Okay, and now before we take off our cap there, let's release. What's cool about this one is, and fantastic there. Okay, all the pressure's out. And now we have some remaining here, which we're going to top off our reservoir cylinder. Okay, let's go ahead and remove our cap now. Okay, and most people need to take the remainder here and fill up their reservoir, but our reservoir is way too high, so we need to actually lower that amount and lower it to the max limit. So let's grab our turkey baster, take out some, put it back in our canister, wipe up any dribble. Now come over here and let's take a look here. So here is our max line right there. You don't want to go any higher than that. And there's our minimum line, no lower than that. Our level is sitting right about max. So let's put our screw top on up. And before putting this one back in, I'm just going to lightly, with a clean rag, clean it off here. Down at the bottom as well. Making sure that that grit is not getting in my fresh fluid. And now we're going to stick the top on in, and we're going to tighten it down so that the sensor is facing towards the passenger front wheel. That way we can easily connect it. So, nice and tight there. Okay. Alrighty. Now let's grab our sensor here, and again, this little push tab is up. We're going to go ahead and slide it on in here, like that, holding the back. Okay, and you'll hear a little pop right there where my thumb was. That's nice and tight. Okay, and we're all set right here on this side. This looks fantastic right here. Okay, we need to put back our AC cabin microfilter top back onto play there. So we're going to scoot that on in. Okay, let's go ahead and push down on that there, making sure that's nice and secure. But we still have to latch this, so let's go ahead and do that. Alright, with this latch, the easiest thing to do here is you want to take your thumb, reach underneath that there, and push down on this, and you'll hear a little pop like that. And what happened was that this little tab here fell down, latched securely on top of that other one. So again, just kind of pinch like this, pop, bring them together like that, and we're all nice and secure there. So we need to reset the iDrive computer so that it knows that we have already bled the brakes. Okay, so we're almost done, and how we reset the computer here is, first thing, let's take our key. We're going to enter it into the slot. We are not going to push the brake. Do not push the brake, but just tap that. That's going to turn on your electrics in your iDrive computer there. Let's go ahead and accept that. So just push down. Okay, now we have our menu here. Now we need to go up here to car data. So all we do there is we go that direction there. That'll enter into this menu here. Now you want to look over here to the left-hand side here, and you want to go ahead and scroll. And you're going to scroll with your iDrive here, choosing right below that. See the little car on the little lift? That's the one you want. So let's go ahead and push down like that. Now we come up here to this menu here, and it says engine oil, front brakes okay, vehicle check, not okay, spark plugs not okay, brake fluid not okay. That's why we have our little red car symbol right up here. So we need to turn brake fluid, we need to turn that to green okay. So how we do that, or let's scroll down real quick and let's go take a look at that. So we're going to scroll down there and let's look at brake fluid, push down. And this is what it says here. Service overdue. 10 months ago I should have done it. Have brake fluid changed by your BMW center. Well, according to my video, I've already done that. And so I have already done that. So now what we need to do is we need to come on over here. And I am at the gas station, so please ignore that fuel reserve sign. So what we're going to do here is we're going to come up here to the trip odometer here, top left corner of your dash. Okay, and what we're going to do here is we're going to hold that in. Let's zoom out a little bit here. We're going to hold this in now for 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5. So about almost 5 seconds here. Sometimes you will see an ABS symbol right here, but since I'm almost out of gas, that gas thing is there. So again, 5 seconds, this menu comes up. Well, brake fluid's our first one, so how do we get down there? Let's come up here to the trip symbol, trip odometer button again. We're going to hit it 1 time. So ready? 1 time. And now that dropped us down to brake fluid right here. Again, right there, we should have done it 10 months ago, minus 10 months. So how to reset this, what we're going to do is I'm going to hold it in, and then over here on the right gauge, it's going to come up. So let's hold it in. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, okay, about 2 seconds. So now you can either go back or you can go to reset brake fluid. So let's hit it 1 time. Now we drop down to reset brake fluid. Okay, so let's come up here and let's tap this again. Ready, and I'm going to tap it right now. 1 1,000, 2 1,000. Reset brake fluid. Okay, fantastic. Now let's go over here to the left menu, and as you can see, it's already changed right here. Brake fluid, 24 months. So BMW recommends every 2 years changing your brake fluid there. All right, fantastic here. And so brake fluid is okay. Let's go back over to our iDrive here, and let's look at that. Now it says rear brakes okay, engine oil okay, front brakes okay, vehicle check and spark plugs. Let's scroll through our menu. We have, there we go, emissions brake fluid is okay now. Beautiful. So again, it changed from the red symbol to okay. And the only reason why this is still red is because I need to do a spark plug change and then vehicle check. I think BMW just wants you to go in and have them inspect it. Okay, now we just need to take our clean fluid out of our canister here. And let's go ahead and pour it back in to our ATE Super Blue so that we can do top-offs later on if needs be. And so the next time I bleed my brakes will probably be maximum 2 years, but I might do it in a year from now. The pros again say to do it with every 2 years. And next time I do it, I'm going to order the ATE Type 200, the gold color. That way when I push it through, it'll go from dirtier blue to gold, how I can tell the new fluid. Now, some people say, well, how do you get all the brake fluid out of the ABS unit? If you really want to get that little amount out of the ABS unit, what you want to do is you want to take your car out in the snow or in the rain, do some donuts, activate that ABS a few times, then come back to your garage and bleed all over again. Personally, I think it's a little over the top, but to each his own. And so with the ATE Super Blue, I actually ordered up 2 liters. And these cans again are just 1 liter apiece. I ordered 2 liters just in case, because this was the first time I bled my brakes. Well, good thing I did, because I overbleeded. I wanted to make sure the blue was running through nice and cleanly, and so I did about 1.5 liters. Now, once you've done this a few times, you can get it down to about 1 liter, but I would order 2, and I'm glad I did, or I would be sitting with my thumbs around waiting for the next canister to come in the mail halfway through the job. That's not good. So order up 2, and again, the links are in the description box below, or DIY E65, E66.com. Again, where all my projects are in one convenient spot, and the tools and parts tab, the page will go ahead and you can access all these products, ATE Super Blue, your wrench set, any rags, gloves that you might need. Alright guys, thank you so much, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the videos. I got some more up and running. We got the lower coolant hose, and we have the thermostat job I'm going to do pretty soon here. But again, hope you enjoyed the video. I sure did. It was a pleasure doing it, and I'll see you guys